I have a problem. Anime clips are invading my YouTube algorithm, and I cannot stop clicking. Now, if I've already seen a series, clips are a fun way to revisit the best moments. But where it really gets dangerous is when I haven't seen the show, and am just ruining something I would otherwise quite enjoy. Let me tell you, I have seen practically every important scene from Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie and Tonikawa, despite never having even started a full episode. The straw that broke the camel's back, that broke this bad habit, was a clip from Tomo-chan is a Girl. Right on the front page of my YouTube, in the title and thumbnail, was the final culminating moment of the season. And that just kind of sucks, right? So instead of clicking for once, I decided to actually engage with the piece of media. I'm glad I did, because there's plenty to enjoy about Tomo-chan is a Girl. In classic romance anime fashion, the premise is a bit blown out of proportion before reeling back to something more interesting and relatable. Tomo, our protagonist, has been friends with Junichiro since they were kids. They both are skilled at martial arts and are prone to fighting each other. The problem, though, is that Tomo is interested in Jun romantically, and he doesn't see her as a girl. I put that in quotation marks because I think that this is merely the starting point for the story. If that was all there was to this anime, the relationships and comedy would be pretty flat and reductive. Lucky for us, there is a lot more going on under the hood, and in many ways that premise is tossed out almost immediately. At its core, Tomo-chan is a Girl is an anime about how friendship and romance interact with each other. The fears that can accompany changing your relationship with someone you've known for such a long time. Now that is fresh and underexplored in the genre. So how does this show take an outsized premise and mold it into something truly relatable? Creating something that is as interesting to inspect as it is truly funny when it wants to be. The opening scene to Tomo-chan is a Girl does a great job of summarizing the whole conflict of the series. Tomo confesses her love to Jun, surrounded by a comically perfect romantic setting. Jun, after briefly seeming like he gets what's going on, hugs Tomo and affirms their friendship. And Tomo, in her internal monologue, laments that Jun doesn't see her as a girl. Note, though, that Jun doesn't say this. This tiny detail is what makes this story so good. Because even in just that pilot episode, Jun starts to show how much he cares about her. So instead of this being a show about Tomo convincing Jun that she is a girl, whatever that might mean, it's really about these two coming to terms with the feelings that already have been swirling between them. Even if both of them are incredibly dense, which is admittedly charming, we as the audience never doubt what the truth is, that they love each other. That is a far sounder foundation to build everything else off of. So, if that initial premise is mostly revealed to be a facade, what does the story have as its actual conflict? Despite the clear romantic feelings between Tomo and Jun, there's something holding them back. Both of them are afraid of what will change if those feelings get out into the open. Whether they get together or get rejected, things will not be the same as before. This anxiety, this hesitation, is the special ingredient. Because even if we aren't all high school martial artists grappling with a childhood crush who we also fistfight, we can all probably relate to what it's like catching feelings for a friend, worrying what might happen if they spill out, and agonizing over keeping them bottled up. This anime does a great job of capturing that inevitable bubbling up of those affections, how the relationship might change without anything even being said aloud. Jun and Tomo take the entire season to eventually get together as a couple, but things still shift continually. And Misuzu, Tomo's best friend, is defined by her own fear of the two of them getting together. She acts as a mastermind over their budding romance. But in reality, she is the one who has been pushing Tomo towards acting more feminine, when that has never been necessary for them to get together. She guides them closer, but can never give them the last push due to her fear of losing her best friend. In Tomo-chan is a Girl, love doesn't come without a cost. Not in a pessimistic way, just the cost of how things used to be. I really like this perspective. In romance anime, often love is inevitable and unquestioned, but here it's given more weight. That's not gloomy, that's just life. I think we also need to look at Tomo as a character. She is sneakily very interesting for having such a clear personality. For all of the brashness and toughness that she shows off, this anime is equally invested in showing that she has her charms. This isn't trying to do a version of the 2000s trope of the nerdy girl taking off her glasses and suddenly becoming hot. Tomo never magically becomes soft-spoken or gentle. She dresses extremely tomboyish. There's many bits about how the other girls swoon for her, but none of this stops her from being likable, being attractive to June. This anime is not interested in Tomo conforming to standards of cuteness. It is a showcase for who she is. I love that she gets properly angry and holds June accountable when he makes mistakes. I love that she tries to confess to him at the very end, and rightfully protests when he cuts her off. Tomo wants to be cute and sweet to June, but she doesn't have to change herself to do that. It's a simple idea, but I think it works, particularly with a character that breaks the mold a bit like Tomo. Now, this is no great feminist work of fiction, but I do think that there are aspects of Tomo and how the show views her that push a little against some of those typical guardrails. Tomo-chan is a Girl takes a ridiculous premise and smoothly morphs it into a story about falling in love with a friend. We all get anxious about how romance may change a relationship, and sometimes you need to see a dodgeball tournament to the death to draw that into sharper focus. Or something like that, I think. At the end of it all is a really sweet romance anime that also has plenty of great laughs. Seriously though, that bit in the finale with the movie turning out to be way racier than expected really got me. I don't think I've seen that one before. All in all, it's safe to say I'm glad I skipped the clips of Tomo-chan as a Girl and gave it the attention it deserved. And that ends today's episode of Love and Anime. I hope you enjoyed. I have so many shows on my watch list and have been finally getting through some of them. I'm excited to talk about even more of them. If you enjoyed the video today and like video essays about romance, anime, and romance anime, liking and subscribing helps a ton and will keep you in the loop, as does hitting the hype button on the mobile app. I'm Slam Anime, and I'll see you next time.